All right, today we're going on a journey, but not the kind with planes or trains. This one is a journey through the mind. We're going to dive into the Islamic concept of deep reflection, a practice that connects the absolute vastness of the universe to the tiny cells inside our own bodies. So let's get into it. But first, let me ask you something. And I mean, really think about it. With everything going on, the emails, the notifications, the rush of daily life, have you ever just stopped? Not to think about your to-do list, but to genuinely reflect on the world around you and, your place in it all. Because you see, in the Islamic tradition, that exact act of reflecting is everything. It's the key. This verse from the Quran really sets the scene for what we're talking about today. It's telling us that the universe isn't just stuff. It's actually a book filled with signs, just waiting for us to read them, if we're willing to pause and think. Now, we're not talking about just zoning out or daydreaming here. This is a specific kind of thinking called tafakkir, or contemplation, and it's meant to go hand in hand with dhikr, which is the remembrance of God. The whole idea is that our minds are this incredible gift designed to look at the world around us and pull out the deeper lessons, the ibar, that are hidden in plain sight. So where do you even start? Well, according to the sources we're looking at, there are four main arenas for this practice. You can reflect on history, on the huge cosmos, on the meanings in scripture, and on the miracle of our own bodies. For our journey today, we're going to explore three of these, starting with the biggest one you can possibly imagine. So, let's begin by looking up, way up. Just try for a second to picture the unbelievable scale of the universe, the perfect order that keeps planets in orbit and galaxies from crashing into each other. It's a lot to take in. To help wrap our heads around it, one of the sources gives us this amazing metaphor. Compared to all the giant stars and galaxies out there, our entire planet, every person, every mountain, every ocean is like a single atom in a desert that goes on forever. Puts things in perspective, doesn't it? And get this, right now, as you're sitting there, you are hurtling through space. The Earth is spinning on its axis at over 1,600 kilometers per hour. We don't feel a thing, but that's how fast we're moving. It's incredible. But wait, there's more. While we're spinning that fast, we're also orbiting the sun. We cover more than 2.5 million kilometers every single day. Just think about that. All of this motion, all of this speed, held in a perfect, delicate balance. So what's the lesson here? What's the point of thinking about all this? Well, when you really let that cosmic scale sink in, our own little conflicts and worries, they start to look pretty small, don't they? They're described here as just absurdity, illusion, a mirage. Okay, so from the created universe, let's bring our focus to the revealed word, the Quran. This is another one of those fields for reflection, just packed with layers and signs for anyone who's willing to look a little closer. Okay, check this out. It's a bit of a paradox. The Quran says the spider's home is the weakest of homes. But we know from modern science that a single strand of spider silk is actually stronger than a steel wire of the same thickness. So what gives? Is that a contradiction? Well, the weakness isn't in the thread itself, it's in the home. I mean, materially, a web has no walls, no roof, no foundation. It's fragile. But the real weakness is metaphorical. Socially, it's a brutal place. The female spider often kills the male after mating. Sometimes she even eats her own babies. It's a house built without any real safety or mercy. And here's another one that's just, wow. In the story of King Solomon, an ant warns the other ants not to be shattered by his army. Now, why that specific word, shatter? Why not crushed or squashed? Well, it turns out that an ant's exoskeleton has a lot of silicon in it, the main ingredient in glass. So, an ant doesn't crush, it shatters. A detail that seems way, way ahead of its time. Okay, we've gone from the cosmic to the scriptural, and now our journey of reflection arrives at its final stop, inward. We're going to the most personal, most intimate field of all, the absolute miracle of our own bodies. This verse is basically our guide for this part. It's asking us to look inside, at our own existence, for some of the most profound signs of all. We're always looking for miracles out there, but maybe the biggest one is the one we're living in every single day. Just think about breathing for a second. Right now, without you doing anything, about 700 million tiny little air sacs in your lungs are just working. They do this every second of every day for your entire life and never ask for a single thing.
Or how about your kidneys? Each one is only about 12 centimeters long. That's it. And yet this tiny, perfect little filter is constantly purifying all of your blood, keeping you alive.
And then there's the heart. This one muscle just pangs in your chest and never, ever stops. It pumps blood through a network of vessels that, if you laid them all out end to end, would stretch for 100,000 kilometers. That's absolutely mind-boggling. So, what's the point? Reflecting on the cosmos, the Quran, the self, where does it all lead? Well, it turns out that whether you look at the infinitely huge or the incredibly small, you end up arriving at the same exact conclusion about our life here.
And that conclusion is wrapped up perfectly in this advice from the Prophet Muhammad. He said to be in this world like a stranger or a traveler. It frames our whole life not as a destination, but as a journey. We're all just passing through.
And if life really is a journey, then all the stuff we accumulate, the money, the status, the possessions, it's just baggage, it's temporary. The only thing we actually get to take with us is who we are, our character, our actions, our deeds. At the end of the day, that's our only true companion. And so that brings us to the final question, the one this entire journey of reflection has been leading to. It's not just for now, it's something to carry with you. If this life is just a temporary journey, what are you going to leave behind?